Most retail traders think they're trading price, but the truth? You're reacting to what the big banks already did. In this video, I'll show you how to spot exactly where the institutions buy and sell, using supply and demand zones, so you stop getting trapped and start trading smart. If you can master supply and demand, you'll be able to make so much more money from trading. And you really want to master supply and demand, please do not skip through the video. I'm going to start off by teaching you, what is supply and demand zones? Why should you trade it? How to draw or mark supply and demand zones. If you don't know how to properly draw supply and demand zones, you're leaving your trades up to luck. Most retail traders mark zones wrong. What is the criteria of valid and invalid supply and demand zones? The one mistake invalidates your whole trade. How to trade supply and demand zones with confluences. Use confluences or lose trades. A zone alone is not enough. Price doesn't reverse randomly. Big banks plan it. What is supply and demand zones? Supply and demand zones are price areas on a chart where the market shows strong buying demand or selling supply pressure. These zones are essential concepts in trading and are used to identify potential reversal points or areas of interest for entries and exits when big banks, huge funds and institutions are entering into the market and pushing the market in the direction that they want. So demand zone, buy zone. This is a price area where buyers are stronger than sellers. It usually forms after a sharp move up with FVG, and price may return to this area before rising again. Look at this chart. The impulsive move of price with a fair value gap to the upward plus shift of structure, and revisited to this zone before rising again. Traders like big banks, huge funds and institutions look to buy when price revisits this zone. Supply zone, sell zone, literally the inverse of demand zone. This is a price area where sellers are stronger than buyers. It forms after a sharp move down and price may return to this area before falling again. So I want to see this nice momentum candles downward, leaving a fair value gap that tell me that the big boys have come out to play when price revisits this zone. Remember, we are retail traders, we do not have enough money to move the market, while these guys are dealing with millions and billions of dollars. How to draw or mark supply and demand zones like a pro, especially using techniques aligned with institutional trading logic. How to draw demand zones by areas. Like I say, demand zones are areas where price previously rallied strongly after a drop. Here we have our chart, and so first we find a strong bullish move with a fair value gap. There should be at least 3 momentum candles in a row. As you can see right here, we have spotted 3 green momentum candles in a row. It can be more, like 4 or 5 green candles in a row, but the minimum is at least 3 momentum candles. Remember, you do not want to see tiny, small candlesticks like this. You want momentum candles with a fair value gap. As you can see, we've completed step 1 and found some aggressive buying here. How I like to draw my demand zones is by identifying the base, finding the last bearish candle or small consolidation before the big bullish move. Since this is a large, aggressive upward move, we are going to draw a demand zone. So what we want to do is find the red candle right before the aggressive buying, which is right here. Then you want to draw a rectangle from the top of the last bearish candle's wick or the lowest consolidation candle to the bottom wick of that candle. Then extend the zone forward all the way up here like this. So now, the area between these two lines will become the demand zone. Pro tip: the cleaner and faster the rally out of the zone, the more powerful the demand zone. How to draw supply zones, sell areas. Here's an example we found for the supply zone. Here we have a sharp drop, big bearish candles or an impulsive move down. So we find the last bullish candle or small consolidation before the big drop. We take our box tool, draw a rectangle from the bottom of the last bullish candle's wick to the top wick of that candle, then drag it to the right side, just like this. So this will be our supply zone. Pretty simple. Pro tips: use higher time frames, 4H daily, for more reliable zones. Align zones with liquidity, equal highs, lows, FVGs, or order blocks. Don't expect zones to hold forever. Combine them with confirmation like market structure shifts or rejection candles. Use box tools or rectangle drawing tools on TradingView or MT4 to mark the zones clearly. What is the criteria of valid and invalid supply and demand zones? The easy part is drawing the areas, but not all of the areas we draw are going to be good. In fact, most of them are going to be invalid. Knowing how to spot valid versus invalid supply and demand zones is critical for avoiding fake-outs and improving your trade accuracy. Here's a clear breakdown of the criteria for a valid and invalid zone. The valid zone will have strong imbalance, sharp move away. What does this mean? Price should leave the zone quickly and decisively, large candles with impulsive move, minimal wicks. So here we have an aggressive upwards move with a nice momentum candle, so we follow the steps I told you before and make our supply zone next. You do not want to see small candles, lots of wicks, weak move out just like this. This has no urgency, no strong buyers or sellers. So that's the first way that you can use to identify your supply and demand zones. The next way is clear base candle or consolidation. What does this mean? The zone is formed from a clear base, small-bodied candles or last opposite candle before impulse move. Like this, you do not want to see messy or choppy. The third way is break of market structure. The impulse move from the zone broke a key structure level, for example, higher high or lower low. We need a price to break this structure with an impulsive move right here, which it does, which means this zone is now validated, and we can trade based on this example. We again have an aggressive downwards move, but this time it does not break the structure, so this zone is not validated and we would not trade off. It needs to have both an aggressive move and have a break of structure to be of balance, and we know the criteria of a valid supply and demand zone. This confirms big banks, huge funds, and institutional interest. Last but not least is proximity to liquidity. What does this mean? Zone sits near equal highs, lows, FVGs, or stop hunts, which areas where big players hunt liquidity. Supply and demand zones with confluences. Trading supply and demand zones with confluences increases precision and avoids false signals. When you combine these zones with other tools or concepts like strong imbalance or impulsive moves with a fair value gap, since price often returns to fill it before reversing, market structure shifts and trends, your win rate and risk-to-reward ratio improves significantly. The first thing is identifying the trend, because the trend is our friend. We must follow the waves. As you know, if you see yourself as a surfer on an ocean wave, you know the wave couldn't care. Just like that, the market doesn't care about you. It just follows the trend. The big banks are entering the market and pushing it in the direction they want. That is what a lot of retail traders don't know. So in this example, we can see the market is trending downward all the way here, breaking the previous uptrend, making a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Then it consolidates here a little bit, and the market breaks its structure with impulsive moves, leaving a fair value gap. This confirms the trend is now up, because a new higher high is created, and we get a shift of structure. So what we want to do is find the red candle right before the aggressive buying, which is right here. Then you want to draw a rectangle from the top of the last bearish candle's wick to the bottom wick of this candle. Then extend the zone forward all the way up here like this. So now the area between these two lines becomes our demand zone. We wait for the price to revisit this area slowly and to fill the imbalance. We don't need an aggressive move like this. If price returns to your zone in a very aggressive and sharp manner, you would not enter this trade. You want the price to slowly come down to your zone. This tip in itself is a game changer. As you can see, the price taps the area, sweeps the liquidity, and moves in the intended direction. Let's do a supply example, and then we'll go over the secret trick. Here the market was trending upward, making higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then the market breaks its structure with aggressive moves, leaving a fair value gap. This confirms the trend is now down because a new lower low is created and we get a shift of structure. So we find the last bullish candle before the big drop. We take our box tool and draw a rectangle from the bottom of the last bullish candle's wick to the top wick of that candle, then drag it to the right side, just like this. So this will be our supply zone. Pretty simple. Like I said, we wait for the price to revisit this area slowly and to fill the imbalance. As you can see, the price taps the area and moves in the intended direction. Quick recap. So what happened here is the market came and changed its structure from bullish to bearish with an impulsive move, leaving an imbalance, which is a fair value gap, and making a new lower low. You waited for the price to slowly approach our supply or demand zone, so wait for entry confirmation and enter the trade. Pretty simple, right? The confluences are imbalance or a fair value gap. Market structure shift, follow the trend and slow move of price to the zones during the revisit. Pro tips. Don't buy sell just because price touches the zone. Always wait for confirmation. Fewer, stronger confluences, better trades. Use a trading journal to track what confluence combos work best for your style. Traders, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, and share the video.